You wake up every morning with the same haunting question: why am I still here? The world moves on, indifferent to your struggles. Friends vanish, promises break, and the only thing that greets you at the end of every day is silence. Not the peaceful kind, but the deafening quiet that reminds you how truly alone you are. But let me tell you something. That silence is your strength. That emptiness is your canvas. And this path, the one where no one walks beside you, it isn't a curse, it's freedom. You didn't choose the lonely road because it was easy. You chose it because it's the only way to find who you really are. And if you stay until the end of this journey, you'll see why it's worth it. The lonely road doesn't come with signs, no instructions, no maps, just you and the endless horizon ahead. At first, it's terrifying. The world teaches you to fear solitude. You're told you need others to validate your existence, to prop you up when you fall. But when you're truly alone, there's no one to catch you. That's when you learn to stand on your own. Each step feels heavier than the last. You stumble, you cry out, but no one hears you. And that's the first lesson. On this road, your voice is the only one that matters. You didn't start this journey alone, did you? Once, you trusted people, believed in their words, held on to their promises. And where did that get you? They left. They laughed. They turned their backs when you needed them most. The scars of their betrayal don't fade easily. You carry the weight of their lies like a boulder strapped to your back. But here's the thing. Every step you take makes you stronger. That boulder, it's not just a burden. It's your training ground. They thought they broke you, but they only sharpened your edges. On the lonely road, there's no one to rely on but yourself. At first, it feels like a punishment, but over time, you realize it's a gift. When you strip away the noise, the distractions, the fake smiles, you're left with something raw and unfiltered. You. You see your flaws, your weaknesses, but you also see your potential. Every step forward is a victory. Every time you pick yourself up after falling, you prove to the world and to yourself that you don't need anyone to save you. Loneliness doesn't weaken you, it forges you. The lonely road isn't just empty, it's dark. And in that darkness, your worst fears come alive. Doubts whisper in your ear. What if you fail? What if you're not enough? What if this is all for nothing? But here's the truth, those doubts are liars. They're the echoes of a world that never believed in you. And every time you take another step forward, you silence them. You learn to embrace the darkness, to let it fuel you instead of frighten you. Because in the absence of light, you become your own beacon. When you walk the lonely road, you learn to do things most people never will. You don't wait for help, you create solutions. You don't crave approval, you trust your instincts. You don't fear failure, you embrace it as part of the process. This independence becomes your superpower. The world looks at you and wonders how you keep going, how you keep thriving. They don't realize that your strength was born from their absence. They abandoned you, but you found yourself. Pain is a constant companion on this road. But instead of letting it break you, you learn to wield it like a weapon. Every betrayal, every rejection, every sleepless night becomes fuel for the fire burning inside you. They thought they were tearing you apart, but they were only building you up. Pain isn't your enemy. It's your teacher. And as you walk this road, you learn to alchemize it into power. When you walk alone, the silence is deafening. But in that silence, you start to hear something you've never heard before. Your own voice. For the first time, you listen to your dreams, your desires, your truth. And you realize that the opinions of others were drowning out the most important sound of all, your inner strength. The lonely road isn't about cutting ties with the world. It's about reconnecting with yourself. There's no finish line on this road. No grand celebration waiting for you at the end. And that's okay, because the value of this journey isn't in reaching a destination. It's in the transformation that happens along the way. You've become someone unshakable, Someone who doesn't crumble under pressure or retreat in the face of adversity. Someone who walks forward, not because they have to, but because they choose to. Choosing the lonely road isn't just about walking away from people. It's about letting go of the weight they placed on you. Think about it. For years, you carried the expectations of others. You bent yourself to fit their molds, sacrificed your dreams to make them happy, and dimmed your light so they wouldn't feel overshadowed. But what did that ever get you? Judgments, criticisms, and a hollow version of yourself. The lonely road strips you of that baggage. It forces you to confront the truth. You don't owe the world anything, but you owe yourself everything. Every step you take away from their opinions is a step closer to your own truth. You stop asking, "What do they think of me?" and start asking, "What do I think of me?" That shift changes everything. There's something about solitude that's both brutal and beautiful. It's like standing in front of a mirror that shows everything: your strengths, your weaknesses, your fears, your potential. When you're surrounded by people, it's easy to hide from yourself. You can blame others for your mistakes, distract yourself with their problems, and avoid the hard questions. But on the lonely road, there's no one else. Just you and that unflinching mirror. At first, you hate what you see. You see every failure, every regret, every missed opportunity. But as the days turn into weeks and the weeks into months, you start to notice something else. You see resilience. You see growth. You see someone who's survived storms that would have destroyed others. The mirror doesn't lie. And what it shows you is this: you are stronger than you ever believed. People judge what they don't understand. When you chose this path, they called you foolish. They said you were running away, that you'd be back, begging for their approval. But they don't see what you see. They don't understand the freedom that comes from walking your own path. They're too busy clinging to their comfort zones, too afraid to let go of the chains they call support. The world will always judge you. But their judgment is a reflection of their limitations, not yours. The lonely road doesn't isolate you. It liberates you. It frees you from the need to fit into a world that was never meant for you. Pain. It's the one thing you can't escape on this road. But instead of fearing it, you learn to embrace it. Because pain isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. Pain teaches you who you are when everything falls apart. It strips away the illusions and reveals your core. Pain teaches you that survival isn't about avoiding hurt. It's about rising stronger every time you're knocked down. Pain teaches you that your scars aren't weaknesses. They're proof that you fought battles most people wouldn't survive. And the most powerful lesson pain teaches you is this: you don't need to fear it anymore. You've faced it. You've survived it. And now you own it. On this road, there's no knight in shining armor coming to save you. No mentor to guide you. No team to back you up. And that's the greatest gift of all. Because when no one else is there, you have no choice but to become your own hero. You learn to fight your battles, not for applause, but because they're your battles to fight. You learn to pick yourself up, not for pity, but because standing again is the only option. You learn to celebrate your victories, not because the world notices, but because you've earned them. The lonely road doesn't make you dependent on others. It makes you self-sufficient. And there's nothing more powerful than someone who doesn't need saving. The people who doubted you, abandoned you, betrayed you, they'll never understand the transformation that happens on this road. They'll see the surface, your confidence, your strength, your success. But they won't see the nights you cried yourself to sleep, the mornings you fought just to get out of bed, the countless times you questioned whether this road was worth it. They'll never understand the depth of your journey. And that's okay, because you didn't walk this road for them. You walked it for you. Their understanding isn't required. Their approval isn't needed. Because the person you've become doesn't rely on them for validation. This road doesn't just change you, it leaves a legacy. The strength you've built, the lessons you've learned, the resilience you've developed, they're not just for you. You become a beacon for others who feel lost, abandoned, and broken. You show them that it's possible to survive the darkest nights and come out stronger on the other side. Your journey inspires others to start their own. And in that way, the lonely road doesn't just transform you, it transforms the world around you. Fear ruled your life before this journey. Fear of being alone, fear of failing, fear of being misunderstood. But on this road, fear loses its power. Because you faced the worst it could throw at you, and you've survived. Fear can no longer control you. It can't stop you from taking risks, chasing your dreams, or standing up for yourself. You walk this road not because you have to, but because you choose to. And that choice makes all the difference. As you walk this road, you'll hear voices calling you back. Voices from your past, trying to drag you into the shadows you escaped. But you won't turn around. You won't look back. Because you know what's waiting for you back there. The same betrayals, the same disappointments, the same emptiness. You've built something far more valuable on this path, yourself. And no one can take that away from you. So keep walking, keep fighting, keep building. This is your road, your journey. And no matter how lonely it gets, remember this. You'll never need to walk it alone again. Because you've found the one person who will always stand by your side. You. And that is why the lonely road is worth every step. The lonely road is brutal. It's unforgiving. It tests you in ways you never imagined. But it also gives you something no other path can: freedom. Freedom from the expectations of others. Freedom from the fear of failure. Freedom to be unapologetically, authentically yourself. As you stand at the edge of this journey, you might feel tempted to turn back, to return to the comfort of the familiar. But deep down, you know there's nothing for you back there. You've outgrown the person you used to be. You've shed the weight of the world's judgment. You've discovered a strength you never knew you had. And now you move forward. Not because the road is easy, but because it's yours. So walk on. Without fear, without doubt, without hesitation. This is your road. And the person you've become will never look back. That's all. I'm out. By the way, if you want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Until next time.